Hey everyone, it's Ninja here. Today, I'm going to share some essential tips and tricks to help you master building and editing in Fortnite. Whether you're a beginner or looking to up your game, these strategies will give you the edge you need to become a pro. We're going to break down everything from the basics of building to advanced techniques that will have you outmaneuvering your opponents in no time. Building and editing are key skills in Fortnite, and mastering them can be the difference between victory and defeat. So get ready to step up your Fortnite game, let's jump right in. Alright, let's start with the fundamentals. In Fortnite, you have 4 basic building structures: walls, ramps, floors, and pyramids. Think of these as your bread and butter, the essential tools in your building arsenal. Walls provide cover and protection. Ramps give you elevation and access to high ground. Floors create a stable platform, and pyramids can be used for quick cover or as a foundation for more complex structures. Now, speed is key in Fortnite building. The faster you can build, the better you'll be able to react to enemy attacks and create your own offensive opportunities. Practice building these basic structures as quickly as possible, transitioning smoothly between them. You want to develop that muscle memory so you're not even thinking about it, you're just reacting. Think of it like this: you're in a build battle, bullets are flying, and you need cover instantly. Being able to throw up a wall in a split second can be the difference between getting eliminated and surviving to fight another day. In those intense close-quarters fights, mastering the art of turbo building is crucial. Turbo building is all about placing structures rapidly, one after another, to create a protective barrier between you and your opponent. It's like building your own personal fortress in the heat of battle. Offensive building is all about using structures to gain an advantage over your opponent. This could be building ramps to get a height advantage, walling off their escape routes, or even using floors to phase through their builds and catch them off guard. Remember, building isn't just about defense in Fortnite, it's a powerful tool for taking the fight to your enemies and dictating the pace of the battle. So, get creative and don't be afraid to experiment with different offensive building strategies. One of the most common mistakes new players make is building too passively. They wait until they're already taking damage before they start building, which often puts them at a disadvantage. Instead, you want to be proactive with your building. If you know an enemy is nearby, start building preemptively to create cover and gain a positional advantage. Another common mistake is neglecting to build ramps. Ramps are essential for both offense and defense in Fortnite. They allow you to quickly gain high ground, which gives you a significant advantage in any fight. Make it a habit to incorporate ramps into your building strategies. Remember, mastering the basics of building takes time and practice. Don't get discouraged if you don't see results overnight. Just keep practicing, keep experimenting, and most importantly, have fun with it. The more you build, the more natural it will become, and soon you'll be outbuilding your opponents like a pro. Alright, now that we've covered the basics, let's dive into some more advanced building techniques that will really take your Fortnite skills to the next level. First up, we have the 90s. This technique involves rapidly building ramps and walls to gain height and create a protective barrier around you. It's a fundamental skill for outmaneuvering opponents and taking control of the high ground. The key is to practice the smooth and swift placement of walls and ramps in a continuous motion. Next, we have tunneling, a technique that allows you to move quickly and safely across the map. This involves building a series of walls and floors around yourself as you move forward, creating a protective tunnel. Tunneling can be especially useful for rotating into the zone or flanking unsuspecting opponents. Another essential advanced technique is high ground retakes. In Fortnite, height is often the key to victory, so knowing how to retake the high ground when an opponent has taken it from you is crucial. This typically involves a combination of building ramps, walls, and potentially even using your pickaxe to break through their defenses. Now, let's talk about when and how to use these advanced techniques effectively. Timing is everything in Fortnite, and knowing when to deploy a specific building technique can make all the difference. For example, 90s are incredibly useful when you're caught out in the open and need to quickly gain height and protection. Tunneling is most effective when you need to traverse open areas safely or want to surprise an enemy from an unexpected angle. High ground retakes are essential whenever you've lost the height advantage and need to regain control of the situation. The key is to assess the situation, analyze your opponent's positioning, and then choose the most effective technique for the job. It's important to remember that these advanced building techniques take practice and precision to master. Don't get discouraged if you don't get them right away. Keep practicing, keep experimenting, and you'll gradually develop the muscle memory and game sense needed to execute these techniques flawlessly. One helpful tip for practicing advanced building techniques is to head into creative mode and create your own custom courses. This will allow you to focus on specific techniques and practice them repeatedly until they become second nature. Remember, building is all about creativity and adaptation. Don't be afraid to experiment with different techniques, combine them in unique ways, and find what works best for your playstyle. Now let's move on to editing, another crucial aspect of mastering Fortnite building. Editing allows you to modify your structures, creating windows, doors, and other openings that give you a tactical advantage in combat. The faster and more efficiently you can edit, the better you'll be able to outmaneuver your opponents and control the flow of battle. One of the most common edits is the window edit. This involves editing a small section of a wall to create a window through which you can shoot at your opponents. Window edits are incredibly useful for catching opponents off guard and landing some quick shots. Next, we have the door edit, which involves editing a section of a wall to create a doorway. This allows you to quickly move in and out of your structures, making you a much harder target to hit. Another essential edit is the corner edit, which involves editing the corners of your structures to create angled openings. This can be used to peek around corners, create new lines of sight, and outmaneuver opponents. Now let's talk about how to edit quickly and efficiently. The key is to familiarize yourself with the different edit options, and practice them until they become second nature. A helpful tip is to use your scroll wheel to cycle through the different edit options. This will allow you to quickly select the desired edit without having to take your fingers off the movement keys. Another helpful tip is to use your mouse to make precise edits. This will give you more control over the size and shape of your edits, allowing you to create more complex and effective openings. Remember, practice makes perfect when it comes to editing. The more you practice, the faster and more accurate your edits will become. A great way to practice editing is to head into creative mode and set up some editing courses. You can find plenty of pre-made editing courses online, or you can create your own to focus on specific edits that you want to improve. Another helpful tip is to watch professional Fortnite players and pay attention to how they use editing in their gameplay. Observe their timing, their precision, and the different ways they use editing to gain an advantage in combat. Now let's talk about how to combine building and editing seamlessly during combat to outplay your opponents. This is where things start to get really interesting and where you can truly elevate your Fortnite skills. Imagine this, you're in a build battle, your opponent thinks they have you pinned down, but then you hit them with a perfectly timed edit and take them by surprise. That's the power of combining building and editing effectively. One effective strategy is to use building to create an advantageous position, then use editing to create openings for shots, or to quickly reposition yourself. For example, you could quickly build a ramp and wall to gain height, then edit a window in the wall to take a shot at your opponent. Another strategy is to use editing to bait your opponents into traps. For example, you could edit a door in your structure, wait for your opponent to try to push through, and then close the door behind them, trapping them inside. The key to combining building and editing effectively is to be unpredictable. Don't be afraid to get creative and experiment with different combinations. The more unpredictable you are, the harder it will be for your opponents to anticipate your moves. Remember, communication is key when playing with a squad. If you're planning to make an aggressive push, let your teammates know so they can support you. Similarly, if you need cover fire while you're building, don't hesitate to ask for it. Now you're probably wondering, how do I practice all of this? Well, I've got you covered. Here are some daily practice routines and creative maps that can help you improve your building and editing skills. One of the best ways to warm up your building and editing skills is to spend some time in creative mode. There are tons of great creative maps specifically designed to help players improve their building and editing mechanics. Look for maps that focus on speed building, editing courses, and build battles. These maps will challenge you to build and edit quickly and accurately under pressure, which is exactly what you need to improve your skills. Another effective practice routine is to focus on one specific building or editing technique each day. For example, one day you might focus on practicing your 90s, while the next day you might focus on improving your window edits. By breaking down your practice into smaller, more manageable chunks, you'll be able to make steady progress over time. Don't forget to review your gameplay and identify areas where you can improve. Watch back your replays and pay attention to your building and editing. Are you making any common mistakes? Are there any areas where you could be faster or more efficient? By identifying your weaknesses, you can target those areas specifically in your practice. Remember, consistency is key when it comes to improving your skills. Set aside some time each day to practice, even if it's just for 30 minutes. The more you practice, the better you'll become, and soon you'll be building and editing like a pro in no time. Thanks for watching. If you found these tips helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more Fortnite content. Remember, practice makes perfect. The more you build and edit, the better you'll become. Don't be afraid to experiment and find what works best for you. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the game.